It's Tuesday, August 19th. In the headlines, 189 candidates have been nominated to contest Jamaica's upcoming general elections. In business news, we look at helping children become financially literate. Regionally, the Caribbean Public Health Agency and the United Kingdom join forces to prepare a region's response to the next global crisis. And in sports, rain forces draw between Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana in West Indies Rising Stars Men's Under-17 two-day championship. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. A total of 189 candidates have been nominated to contest Jamaica's upcoming general elections, scheduled for September 3. According to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, the list includes representatives from 2 major political parties, 2 minor parties, and 9 independents. Danita Rodney tells us more.
Both the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party have nominated 63 candidates each, while the Jamaica Progressive Party has put forward 47 candidates and the United Independence Congress has nominated 7. The ECJ says nomination day proceeded without any major incidents. In traditional fashion, supporters of the major parties came out in large-spirited numbers. Meanwhile, the smaller parties and independent candidates maintained a more subdued presence, though their participation has drawn attention. Notably, 3 of the 9 independents are contesting seats in Westmoreland, 1 in each of the parish's constituencies. The remaining independents are running in St. Thomas Eastern, St. James West Central, Hanover Western, St. Catherine North Eastern, St. Andrew East Central, and St. Andrew South Western. Of the total candidates, 136 are men and 53 are women, highlighting a gender disparity in participation. However, in the upcoming local government by-elections, also set for September 3, the major parties have nominated an equal number of men and women across the constituencies of Denham Town, Chancery Hall, and Olympic Gardens. A 4th by-election originally scheduled for Seawright Gardens will not proceed, as the vacancy has yet to be officially recorded in the minutes of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation.
There's encouraging news for Jamaica's education sector, with improved results in this year's CSEC English A and mathematics exams. Speaking at a press conference last week, Education Minister Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon says the country has not only recorded gains over last year, but also has outperformed the regional average. More details in this report.
More Jamaican students are passing CSEC English A and mathematics. According to the Ministry of Education, 85% of students achieved a passing grade in English, up from 76% the previous year.
85% of our students who sat CSEC 2025 English A got between grade 1 and 3. Now let's put that in context. Last year, it was 76% of our students. This year, we're at 85% of our students doing English A, getting between a 1 and a 3. Now, we need to juxtapose that with the regional average. The regional average is 80% of students passing English A. We have surpassed the region in English A.
For mathematics, Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon says 44% pass with grades 1 to 3.
In terms of mathematics passes, 44% of our public school children who did CSEC 2025 mathematics passed with a grade 1 to grade 3. 44%. We obviously want that to be higher, but last year it was 39%, and the regional average is 39% of students passing mathematics. We are above the regional average again in mathematics.
The Education Minister also shared regional concerns about low student performance in mathematics were raised at a recently held Caribbean Examination Council meeting.
But as the CSEC meeting yesterday noted, across the entire region, there are concerns around mathematics. And it is something as a region we're going to have to tackle. But we in Jamaica, we've already started it. And it is very encouraging to see that we're above region. And we're going to continue on that thrust.
Beyond English and math, several subjects saw strong performances. 90% of students passed Principle of Business, 92% Theatre Arts, 83% Visual Arts, 86% Agricultural Science, 84% Biology, 88% Information Technology, and 93% Food Nutrition and Health. The information was shared at the recently held press conference on report for 2025 CSEC results. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
In this week's Living Healthy report, we look to Barbados, where the government is making strides in mental health care. In addition to new legislation, Barbadians now have increased access to mental health care.
Barbados is charting a new course, where mental health is a priority and every person has the right to access care without stigma or discrimination.
Anyone can face mental health challenges at some point in their lives. Fortunately, Barbados has made remarkable strides in transforming mental health services.
With legislation and policy updates, mental health care is more accessible, inclusive, and community-centered.
Persons can access all healthcare services, including mental health, at all our polyclinics.
For years, I struggled in silence, unsure where to turn. But with the services available at my local polyclinic and the support of family and friends, I feel seen, heard, and empowered to live my best life.
Mental health management must also be considered when caring for expectant mothers. At our polyclinics, we're integrating mental health into maternal and child health services by training our nurses to use the Mental Health Gap Action Program Intervention Guide. It helps to build their capacity to identify and address mental health problems in parents in the perinatal period. We hope to positively impact the mental health of parents, their children, and by extension, our nation.
Children and adolescents can also be affected by mental health conditions, and they should feel assured that mental health services are available.
Introducing mental health literacy programs in our schools is very important. We need to know it's okay to talk about our feelings. This will help us to learn how to support each other and to seek help when we need it.
Establishing the mental health hotline, Lifeline Barbados, has been a game changer. With trained operators and clear protocols, we're providing a lifeline to those in crisis, ensuring that they know help is just a call away.
Mental health is a cornerstone of our health agenda. By integrating mental health services into primary care and concomitantly expanding community-level resources, we are breaking barriers and ensuring that no one is left behind. Because good mental health is a right for everyone, everywhere.
PAHO WHO is committed to support Barbados in this transformation. They are building a model of care that prioritizes accessibility, respects human rights, and tackles a stigma head-on in a world where mental health needs are increasing and responses are insufficient. Only last year, member states of PAHO approved a resolution on mental health. Barbados is a good example of accelerated action to advance the mental health agenda. We commend Barbados for its foresight in prioritizing mental health.
With updated policies, expanded services, and empowered communities, Barbados is proving that mental health truly matters. Together, we're creating a future where everyone can thrive.
Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. In this digital age with apps and bots and scams and the online world very unfamiliar to many parents, how can we help our children have financial literacy? We continue the last in our interview series with international Forex educator Gordon Clark II, who has taught financial principles in 129 countries. Mr. Clark shares his views on how parents can empower their children to have a new stream of income from their online trading account. Gordon, what we want to understand is in this environment of AI, in this environment of digital transformation, we're in the information age. You're a father of 2 daughters.
Yes.
You have traveled to over 100 countries, yeah, including Jamaica. You're here with us for a few days. To educate persons on how to earn from Forex. What is your vision for children? You know, as a father, as an educator, give us a brief idea.
Well, basically, the children are really, it's kind of cliche, but it's the truth when they say the children are the future. One thing that I would say the youth has over us is they came in with AI. They're coming into an era where we have social media. And so the spirit of entrepreneurship is already in them. You see people right now, kids having Shopify, Etsy pages and all that. So they're coming up in the era of entrepreneurship. So that right there alone really sets them ahead of us, because we came from an era where we worked for somebody's job.
Right.
Who was really an entrepreneur.
Right.
And they hired us to do the heavy work and the heavy lifting. So we have a mindset of work for somebody else, and children are coming in with, I'm working for myself. You're seeing a lot of them also, like with TikTok pages, doing content creation. So you're starting to see them break free from the mindset of pretty much what I call the slavery to a job. Because one thing that I've noticed is one of the biggest setbacks for us is our addiction to hard manual labor for our primary source of income.
Oh, wow. For the trading period ending August 18, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited, Jamaica dollar shares with 3,660,405 units traded, representing 18.31% of market sales volume. Investment house Sagicor Select Funds Limited, manufacturing and distribution with 1,442,995 units traded, representing 7.22% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited US dollar shares with 1,365,064 units traded, representing 6.83% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rates set by the Bank of Jamaica. On August 18, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $56.26 million purchased and US $52.7 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders sold the US at $161.34 and bought the US at $159.31. Forex traders then sold the Canadian dollar at $161.71 and bought at $115.27. Forex traders sold the British pound for $219.52 and bought at $212.90. For our credit report tip of the day, securing funding as a small business owner can feel like climbing a mountain, especially when your credit score isn't where you'd like it to be. Bankers don't just look at numbers, they look at how you prepare, how you present your financial story, and how you plan to manage future debt. The good news? Even with a score under 600, there are smart ways to approach your banker and position yourself for success. You can offer collateral or a guarantor to reduce risk. You can bundle requests strategically so the banker sees the big picture. And you can ask about secured credit cards or credit builder loans. When you're building something from nothing, the quiet seasons of life can feel like pauses. But for professional women over the age of 45, they're powerful turning points. This is when recovery transforms into resilience, when reflection leads to reinvention, and when financial wisdom earned through experience becomes the foundation for new wealth-building opportunities. Here are some ideas. Create a passive income stream with digital products. Invest in dividend-paying stocks. Explore REITs or real estate exposure. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, regional and international health experts are gathering in Trinidad and Tobago this week to strengthen the Caribbean's response to future public health emergencies. From oil spills to emerging infectious diseases, officials say a threat anywhere in the region is a threat everywhere, and proactive planning could mean the difference between a contained incident and a full-scale crisis.
Regional and international health sector personnel are gathered in Trinidad and Tobago to improve the way the Caribbean reacts to the next public health crisis. Minister of Health, Dr. Lakram Budo, says a threat anywhere in the region is a threat everywhere.
An emergency response plan will be developed to anticipate and address a full spectrum of potential medical crises, from natural hazards and oil spills to emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases. And this is the commitment of the government I represent. In public health, proactiveness is invaluable. It is the difference between managing a contained incident and battling a full-scale emergency.
The health minister added that the ministry has already moved to put systems in place to address the local situation. The UK's High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago, John Dean, said the training and evaluation workshop is being undertaken by a team from the United Kingdom.
A partnership between the UK Health Security Agency and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine builds on our long-standing cooperation with CARFA. Together, we have strengthened lab systems, advanced progress against AMR, supported field epidemiology training, and most importantly, we're working to ensure that the Caribbean has a skilled and ready workforce to respond to public health threats.
Meanwhile, Executive Director of CARFA, Dr. Lisa Indar, said the agency is already working to ensure the region can respond to the next health scare.
CARFA has developed Caribbean-tailored tools and interventions for real-time early warning and response to public health threats like outbreaks and epidemics. as traditional global tools developed for larger, more developed countries with well-established systems may not always apply to the Caribbean situation.
The workshop aims to reduce the transborder spread of infectious diseases and improve regional and global health security. Terry-Ann Brown-Campbell, TTT News.
Barbados is set to shine on the regional cultural stage as CariFesta 15 opens later this month, thanks to a major boost for the arts. The Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean has approved a grant of nearly $500,000 Barbados dollars to support the festival, strengthening opportunities for Caribbean artists and highlighting the island's growing influence on the global cultural scene.
With just days to go before the opening of CariFesta 15, Barbados has received a significant investment in the arts and culture sector. CAF, the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean, has approved a grant of $450,000 Barbados dollars to help deliver the 10-day celebration of Caribbean creativity. Dr. Stacey Richards Kennedy, Regional Manager for the Caribbean and representative in Barbados, says the grant brings tangible support to the creative arts in the region.
For us, a very important moment with the signing today of a letter of award for close to $500,000 Barbados dollars to support CariFesta. For us at CAF, we reflected on this, and there was a very important convergence of the symbolic tenets of CariFesta, having been established around the same time as CAF, over 5 decades ago. And these two movements, albeit in two different spheres, one being in culture and the other being in development finance, but both created as platforms for regional expression, regional integration, regional solidarity.
Minister in the Prime Minister's Office with responsibility for culture, Senator Dr. Chantal Monroe-Knight, says the funding will help the region's artists tap into greater opportunities. She says CAF continues to support Barbados in many forms.
CAF has assisted the government in a number of areas in terms of water, building resilience within the water sector as well. CAF within, again, the cultural sphere would have contributed through the Reclaiming Our Atlantic Destiny project as well, helping us to build out the Richard Stout Amphitheatre as well, and then later on, as we will move to make sure that we unveil the monument, the memorial as well, under the Reclaiming Our Atlantic Destiny project. And so this is a continuation of a relationship. It's a continued investment by CAF that demonstrates not only their commitment, but as well the government's commitment to making sure that we bring partners to the table that are invested long term.
Meantime, Festival Director Carl Roberts praised CAF's team for what she says was a seamless process in getting them to support the festival. She says while there's full government support, partnerships are always needed.
On behalf of the Ministry and the NCF to have received yeoman's support and hand-holding to this point. But equally, and the main purpose for this morning's presentation, we can't do it without partnerships. And we have been really, really heartened and thankful for the support of CAF, in particular for the sponsorship of the Big Conversation series, but also in allowing us to, in turn, allow a number of delegations to show off of their best while at CariFesta.
The 2025 edition of the festival takes place from August 22nd through to the 31st and will be held under the theme Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence, a theme that reflects the festival's focus on celebrating the rich cultural heritage of the Caribbean while also showcasing its rising influence on the global stage. It is expected to attract thousands of visitors and participants from across the region and beyond. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Antigua and Barbuda has officially opened its first independent Overseas Tourism Office in Toronto, Canada. Tourism Minister Charles Fernandez was flanked by his top officials for the recent milestone. It's being called the seminal moment for the country's promotional efforts in its key tourism market. Theresa Goodwin reports.
A landmark moment for Antigua and Barbuda as Tourism Minister, the Honorable Charles Fernandez, Tourism Authority CEO Colin James, and Director of Tourism for the Canadian market, Tamika Wharton, cut the ribbon on a major new development in one of the country's key source markets. The ribbon-cutting ceremony marks a significant step forward in strengthening Antigua and Barbuda's presence and promotional efforts in Canada. The tourism minister says the opening of the new office stands as a testament to the dedication and hard work of the tourism team. He notes the facility will serve as a one-stop shop, enabling the Canadian tourism team to be more responsive to trade partners, media, and travelers alike.
Antigua is so grateful and gratified for all the work that you do, because so many people in Antigua and Barbuda depend on what you do. So, I mean, you can give yourselves a big round of applause.
Director of Tourism for Canada, Tamika Wharton, said the office opening was years in the making since the pandemic forced remote working arrangements. Chief Executive Officer of the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority, Colin James, says the country continues to attract Canadian visitors, many of whom are avid nature lovers. He emphasized that Antigua and Barbuda offers something for everyone, from eco-adventures to cultural experiences.
We have great airlift, flexible airlift with both the major carriers, Air Canada and WestJet, offering easy access to Antigua and Barbuda. We like to say if you're up at 6 in the morning, by 2:30 that afternoon, we can have you on that beach where it's just the beginning of a great vacation.
The Canada office opening is part of a strategic marketing push as Antigua and Barbuda prepares for its peak tourism period. During their visit to Toronto, the high-level tourism delegation, which also included ABTA's board deputy chairman Alan Hossam, toured several out-of-home marketing activations across the city. Theresa Goodwin, ABS News.
In sports, we highlight cricketing news. Trinidad and Tobago controlled long stretches of their second round match in the West Indies Rising Stars men's under-17 two-day championship against Guyana, but were forced to share the spoils after a 4-hour rain delay halted a likely late push for victory at Queen's Park Oval. Here's Nasira Mohammed with the match highlights.
Winning the toss and sending Guyana into bat first, TNT's seamer Daniel Holder spearheaded a superb new ball effort to bundle Guyana out for 109 in their first innings, ripping through with 4 for 15. He had tidy support from Darren Danraj, 2 for 8, Ronaldo Fornillier, 2 for 31, Sion Charles, 1 for 12, and Captain Salim Khan, 1 for 5. TNT then built a handy 75-run lead with 184 all out in their first innings. Captain Salim Khan top scored with 35, Adi Ramsaran added 30, Raid Ali Khan 27, and Roberto Badri 23, with useful runs from Cristiano Ramnanan 18 and Ronaldo Fornillier 13. Heavy showers wiped out 4 hours after lunch on day 2, but that did not deter the young men from playing for a possible result. Holder struck again in Guyana's second innings, claiming a brilliant 6 for 23 in 11 overs, to finish with match figures of 10 for 38, while Raid Ali Khan chipped in with 2 for 50. Even so, Guyana battled to 137 for 8. What promised to be a final session scramble for an outright result instead fizzled into a draw, with TNT left rueing the lost time.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.